Hey Spirit fam, it's finally time for us to talk about the Rebellion card coming out. Zara's doing back-to-back videos on Split 9 cards. Thank God he's going back to talking about the cards again. We've already made a video talking about the 3 Rebellion cards that they showed at Splinter Fest, and if you haven't seen that video, I'm going to put the link up here now. But enough talking about the old card that they showed us, it's time to talk about the new one. And the first one we're going to talk about is the legendary card, Mantaroth. He's the card you can get for entering the Rebellion pre-sale event at the moment, but the thing is he worth the money or is it just all hype? Is it going to be worth all the effort you're going to have to take to, enter the event, spend the money, and also you don't know what's going to happen with the price of the pack. That's why we're here, because we're going to tell you how good and bad cards are, so you don't waste your money or your time playing them. So let's get into if Mantaroth is worth the money or if it's all hype. So if you haven't already, like the video if you're excited for Rebellion to come out, and comment below what you think about the card. Yo, don't think you're going to get through my video without me putting the Untamed curse onto you. If you're not a subscriber, you will continue to lose to Kitty, Yodin and Llama until Rebellion comes out. So to stop that curse from happening and to lift it, subscribe now. With all that said, let's finally get into the video. Cue the intro. You know how we do when we talk about cards. We talk about how good and bad they are. And how we do that is by talking about the pros and cons. And with Mantaroth, because I kind of like the card, we're going to start with the pros. First off, the new ability Armor Strike basically allows it to attack twice. I don't want it's got shields. I think that's amazing because if you watch my videos, you know I like doing extra damage. Blast, poison, double tap, all these abilities are amazing to me. And Armor Strike is going straight into that list. Because all you need to do is just protect the card, or if it don't get any focus, or if you had Repair. Repair is going to be such a key ability now, because any other monsters have this ability, Repair is going to be so key in so many teams. And the best part about that, this card comes with Repair itself. So it's kind of got the self-utility within its own abilities. Another point is, it has great abilities when it comes to protection and offensive. It's a great little mix. If you think about the Armor Strike and the Blast, even though you're not going to get Blast straight away, it's definitely going to be like a max level ability. You can put out so much damage with this card. And it also has Repair and Shield. Shield protects itself and Repair allows it to regain its shields. Even though there's a new ability coming out which kind of like counters that. But the thing is, this card does so much by itself. Even though it's a lot of mana, I feel like it's kind of worth it. And I can't stress this enough here. Double tap with Blast. Do you know how much damage this card can put out, especially if it has its shields? Even though I teased this a little bit already, the new ability Armor Strike and Repair is literally a monster combo now. I feel anytime you want to play a strategy of Armor Strike, you need Repair in your team. And I feel definitely the blue Splinter is going to be the best for that. Because it's got the Ninja Turtle looking card that has Repair. And you can also use Junker. Considering he's a neutral card, he can be put in any team. And I feel a lot of people kind of underrate that card. The thing is with this monster, because it's a tank and it's a melee monster, it's going to be in first position most likely. So it's going to get hit, and especially considering it's slow, it's definitely going to lose its shield before it attacks. So the thing is, Repair is going to be so key. And considering this monster already has Repair already, it will repair itself before it attacks, which is kind of great. And that also means this monster is definitely going to do its double attack pretty much all the time. Even though I've talked about so many of its offensive benefits, its defense is great. Because it has the shield ability like I said, and that means it's perfect for being a tank. Considering most tanks are melee. And if you think about reach cards, reach cards go against taunts. So reach cards will still attack the first position monster. And most of the time they're melee as well. I don't think I've seen a magic reach card at all, because I think it's kind of pointless ability considering it can attack from the back row. But you never know, there could be some strategies where you want the magic card to attack the first position and get around taunt. And the thing is, the Blast ability is like the cherry on top of its ability tree. Because even though because it's the last ability, we can bet you're not going to have this ability until max level. So only Diamond and Champion players will be able to have this ability. But the thing is, them players, what they get is such a great card. Because like I said before, it has double tap because it can attack the shields. That means the Blast will activate twice. Do you know how much damage this card's going to be putting out? And think about all the ways you could kind of affect the shields. You could be doing so much things. And I feel a lot of cards are getting Blast nowadays because Yoda's leaving the meta. And I don't know. I feel like people are going to need the ability to protect themselves from Blast a lot more. I feel hopefully in Rebellion more cards will come out of it. Him being a neutral card means he can pair with any team. And just think about the teams you can build with him. Think of him with the Light Spinner. Think about all the shield repair summoners they have and shield focus summoners they have. Think about Grandmaster Wraith. He gives it 1 shield and void shield, but personally to me, I'm not too sure if like void shield is going to be the best thing for this thing, because if magic's going to attack its shields, then it's going to lose its shields constantly, and there's never going to be a chance that it's going to have a lot of shields. The thing is, that's just the strategies I'm thinking of now. Rebellion is going to bring in so many new cards, so there's going to be so many new strategies to come out, and we don't know what the summer is going to be like. So we never know which splinter may move into like a shield focus. Because I think Matt said in the town hall that Rebellion will definitely have a shield focus kind of like theme. So other splinters are going to get some more benefits from that. And definitely, the blue splinter is going to be amazing. I bring up the blue team for the fact of the blue splinter, the water splinter, is going to be the best splinter to pair with this card. Like I said before, the Ninja Turtle repair card, Swamp Splitter, he's going to be amazing pairing with this monster. And think about the other repair cards that they have in there. Think about the Guardian. She can heal and she can do shield repair. There's so many different strategies you can play with this card. And also think Possibilist. Possibilist will allow him to attack from the 2nd position, so he won't be the focus at all for a long time. That means he will keep his shields for ages, and that will allow you to play like other monsters that have protect, give it more shields. If you give it more shields, it's going to have so much more damage. Last of all, I've said some of the abilities that are going to become super meta now that this card's come in and there's new abilities out. But last of all, we need to talk about Protect, the one that gives the monsters +2 shields. That literally increases this monster's attack. It's basically an inspire for any monster that has this ability. And I feel monsters that have Protect are definitely going to be underrated for now. But once this card comes out, and if other monsters with this ability comes out, that ability is going to be so meta. So for now, I'll definitely say get your monsters with Protect now. For me, this card is amazing, and I could definitely feel it's going to get a lot of use once it comes out. Let's get into the rule types you definitely want to be playing this card in. So as this monster has so many abilities, there's going to be so many rule types you definitely want to play this card in, because it's going to get so much benefit for certain rule types. The first one's going to be Armored Up, because it's basically a protection for your whole team. Everyone gets more shields, and if this monster gets more shields, that means it's doing more damage. That means repair, beautiful combo. And that's what I mean. This card has got so much utility in it, but you need some shield focused abilities. So repair, protect, and this rule type gives you protect literally. The last one's going to be Equal Opportunity, because out of the 3 rule types that allow melee monsters to attack from the back row, this one's going to be the best because it attacks the weakest monster. Because if you have Super Sneak, it's going to attack the back row monster. And if you have Blast, you're not going to be attacking the 2 side units. And if you have the melee can attack for the 1st position, and then it's only attacking the tank, and it only attacks the reach monster. But if you have Opportunity, it will be attacking all over the board, so you got more chance of the Blast attacking 2 side units when it attacks a monster. See, for me, there's a lot of tanks here that will play in any 3 of these rule types, but Equal Opportunity is good for 90% of them, if I'm honest. These are the rule types we can think about right now that it would be good in, because we're not playing with it so far, but once it comes out, the rule types it'll be good in may change. But we've talked about all the pros about this card. It's time to get into the cons. With all cards, they've got to have some cons, otherwise they'll be too abusive and too overpowered. So that means it's the same thing for Mantaroth. So starting off, he's really slow. So that means he's prone to losing his shield before he attacks. And yes, he does have a repair to bring it back, and you can have a repair on your team to also bring it back. But the thing is, that means if you have any protection on the board that gives it any more shields, it won't bring that back, and it will constantly just be stuck with the 2 shields. And that's great and all, but you don't want it to be a focus, and it being slow means it's going to get attacked first, definitely. Another thing is, he won't be played all the time. He's 11 mana, and that's really high. Think about the great tanks in the game like Diamond Shark, 8 mana, Troala, 8 mana. And the thing is, him being 11 means he's not going to be played all the time. He's going to be one of them tanks here where you have to play in like 40 or 50 mana. So you won't see him all the time, and for me, that means you're going to be using him like 50% of the time. Have a drink every time I said time, because you'll definitely be drunk. Going back to my first point about him losing his shields a lot. The thing is, he don't get repair to a higher level. So at bronze and maybe silver level, he won't have his repair. So that means if he gets attacked first, he's lost his shields. If you don't have repair on the board, that means he won't be using his new ability. And for me, that means he's only going to be good for people most likely in gold and up. So he's not going to get the best utility there. That's the thing. There's a lot of great tanks in the game, and a lot of them have wide use. Think about Diamond Shark. You can play him in 90% of the games. So for me, him being 11 mana, and him also not getting the abilities you want at like the lower ranks, it's definitely going to be an issue. For me, right now, there's no standout summoners for him to be paired up with. Once untamed summoners go away, he won't have the shield repair summoner for light. So for me, he's only going to have like Grandmaster Wraith, and I don't necessarily like him having Void Shield because that means he's definitely going to lose his shield all the time. And you got Kelia that gives it the shield and the speed, but that's probably the only one I feel like got a good pairing for it, but there's nothing stand out for me. Apart from Kelia, the only other one could be Possibilus because it can attack from the second position, which could be great. But the thing is, that's 6 mana for the summoner and 11 mana for the monster. And that means it's not going to be used until you have like 60 mana or plus or 99 mana games. That's what I mean. It can only be used like selectively, and it's very situational. But you never know what happens with Rebellion. There could be a summoner that comes out that makes this monster a beast. Another thing is, even though this is a new ability coming out in Rebellion, we have more abilities coming out, and another one is going to counter this card so bad. Because it basically, once it hit a monster that has shields, it loses the shields forever. So no repair is going to save it. It's basically a fiction for shield monsters. And then that means that a monster that has the armor strike ability becomes pointless. It basically loses the whole ability with one attack. Even though I'm bringing up these things here, these are really like little nitpick little cons, because in reality this is a really good card. And there's not many cons for it. With all that said, let's get into the rule types you definitely don't want to play this card in. The thing is, certain rule types really hurt this card. And the first one's going to be no armor, because everything revolves around it having shields. So if you take away the shields permanently, it won't have the double attack, and basically the armor strike ability will be pointless. So you might as well not play this card in it. The thing is, so many tanks revolve around them having shields. So you need to find some monsters that have high health and no shields, because they're going to be the greatest tanks used in this rule type. The last one's going to be Thorns, because the thing is, if it attacks with its melee attack first, that means it's going to lose the shield when it gets tipped back. And then that means you won't get to use your second damage, which sucks because pretty much makes the armor strike ability pointless. That's the thing, certain rule types really count on this ability straight up. The thing is, when we talked about the rule types you definitely want to play this card in, we're speculating a lot. But with these rule types here, you definitely don't want to play this card in. And the thing is, we bring up these cons now, but we won't know everything until the card comes out. And we're just guessing. But for me, this card's going to be great, and I feel like it's definitely going to be played a lot, and it may definitely change the meta. All I can say is I'm excited for Rebellion to come out and to try out all these monsters with all these new abilities. It's going to be so much fun. Finally the meta is going to change. Hopefully the Marty Korra abuse will stop. Please, Splinter Gods, stop the Korra abuse, please. Mantaroth seems like an amazing card, but only time will tell. But I can't wait for Rebellion to come out. Mantaroth seems like an amazing card, but in reality, only time will tell once we start playing with it. But Rebellion can't come any sooner. I can't wait to have a little change in Splinterlands, because it's been kind of dry recently and we've been kind of like playing the same things. The Soulbound cards came out, but I don't think that changed up the game too much. Like, yeah, now we can play Korra in ranked mode, but apart from that little change up, that's about it really. Just one extra play, not like a bunch of extra strategies in the game. But the thing is, Rebellion will do that, and I can't wait for that to come out. Especially the dual summoner thing with the little summoner tactics. It'd be nice to have that something to do when you start a game. I feel that Splinterlands is going to have like a Splinterlands 2 era. But that's it from us for today. So if you haven't already, like the video if you're excited for Rebellion to come out, and comment below what you think about Mantaroth. Don't forget the curse I put on you at the beginning of the video. If you're not a subscriber, you will continue to lose to untamed summoners. So to stop that, subscribe now. And remember, be a shark in this world, not a whale. And we're going to see you guys next time.